Take Judy different. Where? Yeah, let's do it. That's what going on. That's Julie, for our riding. She's at the front of the gray hair. Backside the guy in the white. There, she's really I know. Very fragile. Oh, John Tory. Yeah, John Tory too. Everyone's here.
I didn't know he was gonna come.
Like,
I heard he was going to come. Here? You got a picture? Oh, this is it? No. Yeah, so did I saw, yeah. But I heard on the radio that he's coming by the Danforth system.
yeah, Jagmeet Singh. He's the candidate for the NDC next year. He's their leader. He's the party leader. Well, he's running in Burnaby. So I wonder if Andrew Scheer is there too. Then. No. Oh, it's okay.
Welcome, everybody. So I'm standing before you on the eve of the Taste of Danforth 25th anniversary. But before we commence our formal opening ceremonies, we really want to acknowledge what occurred here less than 2 weeks ago. We don't want a singular act of violence to define the festival, the Danforth, or the city. It's important to remember what occurred. We come here tonight in part to grieve for lives lost, to pray for those who are injured, and to pay tribute to those who assisted. And those who assisted on that evening were both professional first responders as well as unofficial first responders. And to those professional first responders who risk their lives every single day, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts, because we believe that without your presence and quick action, more lives would have been lost. Now, we couldn't have all the first responders here tonight on the stage, but we do have a number of the representatives of the police, the fire departments, and the EMS. So I actually would like to ask, in terms of coming to the front, I would ask Sergeant Ian Searles, I'm going to get people's names wrong the entire night, stay tuned, and Communications Operator Casey Briley from the Toronto Police Services, Murray Mackin from the fire department, and Deputy Chief Michael Neal from the EMS to come to the front of the stage so that we can all hear and share people's appreciation and support. We would also like to thank all those amateur first responders. And what do I mean? They were waiters. They were waitresses. They were strangers. They helped out. And again, we can't have them all up here, but we've asked Tanya Wilson, because she's got a tattoo studio down the street, and she actually shelters some of the people who were attacked. So we asked Tanya to represent all the unofficial first responders. Tanya, I also want to thank a really shy guy. I like to thank Constantine Voda Nicholas, who I'll mention later again with respect to the festival. But Constantine is the chair of the Greek Town of Danforth BIA. And we also have Albert here. Albert, where are you? Albert, come on up. These are the men who chair the BIAs for the street, and they were the ones who rallied and assisted the street to start strong for the weeks that followed what happened. So it's not just about what happened that night. These are the people who made it all happen. Dino is basketball, but he's the chair of the BIA. Now, over the past 2 weeks, people have been coming from around the city and around the province to visit the Danforth. They've come to show their support for the local retailers and the restaurateurs. They come to pay tribute to lives lost, and 4 different memorials were established around the Danforth. They all just sort of happened. 2 of them were in front of restaurant establishments. One was in a little parquet about, where am I here? A little parquet about 30 feet north of here, and the 4th area was here in the parquet next to us. Now, after 10 days, 2 weeks, what happens is the flowers begin to die. And the restaurants, they're small entrepreneurs, the stores have to open. So what we did is we brought all of the drawings, all of the artifacts, we brought them to a block from here at St. Barnabas' Church. One of the memorials was a hoarding from a restaurant that was being renovated, and we didn't want to lose that, so we varnished it, we preserved it, and it's a block from here. We've created a special area for people to come and to express their thoughts. There's also an opportunity for people to make donations to the victims of the tragedy. We'll be offering t-shirts and buttons, and they've got a really important message. And that message is really simple. Danforth strong, Toronto strong, together. So please buy these items and please support the victims. We also want to thank all of you for coming tonight and for making Danforth strong. We want to thank you for expressing that even though you might live elsewhere, you feel that the Danforth is your neighborhood. That's what we've been hearing for the past couple of weeks. Truly, Danforth is everyone's neighborhood. Now, following the festival, we'll be moving the temporary memorial 1 block from here to the Logan Greenfield Parquet, which was the 4th spontaneous memorial. And then we're going to make plans for a permanent memorial. What we didn't want to do is to rush things. We want to make sure, and Constantine, the chair, wants to make sure that we do things properly. So we'll be announcing at a later moment in time. We've got to make sure that we do it right. I would now ask everybody here to observe a minute of silence, as we did a couple of weeks ago at the vigil, for the lost lives of Reese Fallon and Juliana Kozitz, who were tragically taken from their families and friends on Sunday, July 22nd, 2018. We'll now observe a minute of silence. We're now going to end the memorial portion of this year's opening ceremonies by asking Alexander Stewart, who is a local musician, who actually sang Hallelujah with us when we held the vigil several nights after the tragedy. So Alexander, can you come up for a moment and help us in a rendition of
please the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah. Strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew ya. She tied you to her kitchen chair, she broke your throne and she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah. Before I know this room and I've walked this floor, you know I used to live long before I knew you, and I've seen your flag on the marble arch, and love is not a victory march, it's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
We're now going to move on to the formal part of the opening ceremonies for the festival. It's a celebration of the Taste of the Danforth's 25th anniversary. Now, yeah, we can applaud for that. So I think it's really important tonight to tell you the origin story about the superheroes of Taste of the Danforth. If people say, how did it get its name? How did it start? So what I hear is that 25 years ago, there was a group of Greek restaurateurs sitting not far from here, on one of the patios, and they were basically complaining. And they were saying, we've got great tasting food, we've got great prices, not enough people are coming down to the Danforth. So one of the restaurateurs said, if only people could taste how good the food is, they'd absolutely be coming back and back and back. So another one said, yeah, but how are we going to get them to come here and taste our food? Well, it was springtime, and one of the restaurateur's young university student kids was, sitting in the cafe with them. And he said, guys, why don't you advertise? So one of the guys that's like his uncle said, we don't have enough money to advertise. So he said, well, if you all pulled all of your money together, you'd have enough money to advertise. So there was one curmudgeon guy who said, I'm not going to give you money to advertise, and they're going to go to all your guys' restaurants and not mine. So The Smart University student said, not a problem. Instead of inviting people to our restaurants, we're going to set up tasting tables outside, make it really inexpensive, and make everybody can taste all of the food. So here we are, 25 years later, with the taste of the Danforth. And the nice thing about it, even today, despite rising costs, every tasting item is no more than $6. So it's still like, at a friendly, affordable price like it was way back then. So lots to be proud of it in that regard. First year, 5,000 people showed up. Second year, 100,000 people showed up. Third year, the police said, guys, we're shutting down the street. Okay? Today, we're Canada's largest street festival. Single weekend, normally 1.5, 1.6 million people. This year, guys, it may be a record-breaking year. I apologize. My chair, Dino, has told me it will be. So I stand corrected. Okay. I also want to mention to everybody, and it's really important with all the dignitaries and politicians we have on the stage, that last year this festival generated $106 million in economic value, which is really, really impressive. And that's an economic governmental metric that's really looking at the tourist dollars. Because 38% of the festival attendees, about 600,000, are coming 40 kilometers or more to come experience the festival. It truly is a provincial, wide festival. So it's really quite incredible. But what that doesn't take into account, because it's tourists, are the local restaurateurs and retailers. All of the money they make that helps them stay alive as entrepreneurs, you guys are helping them, and that's as important as the money that we generate for the country, the province, and the city. Okay, so that's pretty good. I want to tell you, the other question I get asked, other than the origin story, is, like, there's lots of, since you guys, you're the granddaddy, the Taste of the Danforth, lots of other taste of, and they're all phenomenal festivals, but what's your secret recipe, right? I'm not a good cook, good eater, but not a good cook, but the recipe for success here is really simple. 3 things. We've maintained the tradition of offering the tasting menus that I mentioned at really affordable prices. The festival was born in Greektown, and the heart of the Greek restaurateurs and retailers still beats really strongly to the spirit of the festival. But the third thing that not everybody really realizes is that we've changed over time. The country has changed, the province has changed, the city has changed, the street has changed, and so has the festival. So what we've done is we've actually become one of the largest multicultural festivals in the country. We were curious. So last year we had a survey and we asked, so are you self-identified, are you ethnic? Over 50% of the people self-identified as being, Afro-Caribbean, being Asian, being South Asian. It was everybody. It was really quite heartwarming, okay? So the festival, and one of the things we're celebrating here is that we're absolutely proud of the fact that we are a symbol of the successful, Canada's multicultural mosaic. Now we have singers and dancers on our Greek stage from the Greek community, but we also have on this very stage an Aboriginal singer. We have the Mr. and Miss Asia pageant. Tomorrow we'll have 40 Bollywood dancers that'll be dancing over there. You can walk down the street over there to the All Greek to Me plate breaking, but you can also go to the Let's Dance, and we have 10 multi-ethnic communities teaching dancing. Chinese, South Asian, Filipino, Egyptian, Greek, Japanese, Israeli, Cuban, Afro-Caribbean, and Azerbaijan. Woo! So we're a proud example of the fact that we're not an American melting pot, but rather a Canadian mosaic that celebrates each other's ethnicity. Speaking of being a proud Canadian, I'd like to call up Laurie Lamarche to sing the Canadian National Anthem. Laurie?
God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
We are in the heart of Greektown, so I'd now like to ask Sophia Blue to sing the Greek national anthem. Sophia?
Σε γνωρίζω από την κόψη του σπαθιού τη τρομερή. Σε γνωρίζω από την όψη που με μιας μετράει τη γη. Απ' τα κόκαλα βαλμένη των Ελλήνων τα ιερά και σαν πρώτα αντριωμένη χέρο χέρο ελευθεριά και σαν πρώτα αντριωμένη χέρο χέρο ελευθεριά και σαν πρώτα αντριωμένη χέρο χέρο ελευθεριά.
So I'd like to take a moment and acknowledge the many politicians and dignitaries who graced our presence this evening and demonstrated that Danforth truly is strong. Now guys, they say it takes a village. You're looking at this stage. We have the Honorable Bill Blair, Minister of Border Security and Organized Crime Reduction. We have Nathaniel Erskine Smith. Please step forward if you can as we announce you. Nathaniel Erskine Smith, or Wave, MP for the Beaches, East York. Salma Zahid, MP for Scarborough Centre. Adam Kwan, MP for Spadina, Fort York. Yasmin Ratznasi, MP for Don Valley East. The Honorable Judy Scoro, MP for Humber River, Black Creek. And Arif Farani. Arif, where are you? There we go. We're also privileged to have here Raymond Chow, the Minister of Seniors and Accessibility of Ontario. Billy Pang, who's the MPP for Markham Unionville. Aris Batkin, MPP for Scarborough Asian Court. And Mitzi Hunter. Mitzi, where are you?
What are you doing?
Hey guys, one of the groups of people that we work really closely with is the police services. They're very incredible. And we have here Peter Ewan. Peter, where are you? Peter's. These guys are really incredible. We're really lucky. We're here as well. We've got Michael Neal, the Deputy Chief. Also, Michael. Ruben Strobel, the Superintendent of 55 Division. Police Commander Jay Gagné. And everyone's favorite Fire Chief, Matthew Pegg. Matthew? Okay, so now what I'd like to do is we're going to step back a little bit, and I'm proud and we're thrilled that our Prime Minister is here, and hopefully we'll show Thank you, my friends. How are you doing, Danforth? What a pleasure to be here tonight. I know so many of you here with families enjoying this extraordinary celebration of 25 years of the Taste of Danforth. Now, like you, like many of you, I brought my family, I brought my son, and in celebration, this is Xavier, in celebration of 25 years, I taught him a little Greek. So here we go. Zav, it's 25 years of Taste of Danforth. What do you say?
Ronya Pola!
Ronya Pola! Obviously tonight, before we get into it, as we remember the terrible tragedy that struck 2 weeks ago, the loss of life, the way the community came together, there is a great town a few hours east of here, our friends in Fredericton, who are going through a very, very difficult night, and if we could all send them our best love and our best support for our fallen officers who are there protecting us, and the people who died in a terrible tragedy. Terrible attack. Tonight we also remember two extraordinary young women, Reese and Juliana, who were out for ice cream. Juliana with her family, Reese with her friends to celebrate a birthday, and got taken from us. And it was a terrible tragedy that affected us all deeply. We all hugged our loved ones a little closer that night and for the following days. But it also was a moment to celebrate them, to remember them, and to come out and continue to celebrate what makes the Danforth, what makes Toronto, what makes Canada one of the best and safest countries in the world, which is we pull together as a community. Quand les moments de difficulté arrivent, nous nous rassemblons et nous allons toujours le faire. Dans les tragédies, dans les moments de peur, nous savons qu'ensemble, nous sommes plus forts, nous sommes là les uns pour les autres. C'est ce que nous faisons en tant que Canadiens. Always, as we look to what makes our community strong, one of the best examples is right here. Our diversity, the resilience that comes from different perspectives, different backgrounds, different cultures, coming together and celebrating the same things. A beautiful summer evening, great flavors, great friends, new friends we're meeting. That is at the essence of our country. It's the essence of our values. It's at the essence of what we share with the world, loudly and proudly, when we gather together and celebrate that our differences are a source of strength, never a source of weakness. Alors, merci les amis d'être ici ce soir. Thank you so much for your incredibly warm welcome. Continue to celebrate, continue to draw together all of us on stage, all of us who serve you every day in your communities, all of us stand with you every day as we work every day to stand up for our values and build a better future, tous ensemble. Merci beaucoup Toronto, merci beaucoup Danforth. Now ask that Julie Verhoeven, our Liberal Member of Parliament from Toronto, Danforth, say just a couple of words.
Well, hello everyone, and happy 25th Taste of the Danforth. This is a bit of celebration for me too, because it's been 20 years since I've lived just off of the Danforth. And the thing that I've always loved about this community is that at any time, any day, you walk along the Danforth and the community is out. We're out eating and shopping and catching up. And that's because of the amazing small businesses that we have here. So thank you to the Danforth BIA and the Greektown BIA for everything you do to make this community strong. You are the heart of what we do. I also wanted to mention, it's been a hard 2 weeks. It's been very hard for our community, and it's been a time of catching up and grieving. But it's heartwarming to know that this event will be fundraising and making a donation to the victims and their loved ones. So this actual celebration is going to be helping the people who we lost, the victims. And that is something that goes every year. Taste of the Danforth always makes donations. It's a charitable event as well. So that's an amazing thing that we have right here.